Hello everyone, Minky here with the next part of Let's ATP Pokemon Lessons Arceus. Alright, so where do we leave off? So today, obviously we're continuing with the plot. I didn't do anything since last time. Maybe I should try and prepare for Rapidash, for that Alpha Rapidash. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Because it would be nice to get like an alpha Rapidash this early on in the game, but plus we wouldn't have to worry about Ponyta either. But it is what it is. Now, I guess I can show this off as I did update my team, if you will. So obviously we got Rowlet, Bidoof, Starly, Shinx, Buizel, and Ponyta. So we at least have something of a team going on, if you will, to at least, have all this training be done to someone, if you will, and I had to take one of each. I don't think anyone else, I don't think I've got anyone else, if you will, in terms of, like, other Pokemon that I need training. I do have that Wurmple, actually. I probably should have brought them with me, actually. In fact, let's go back and get them, actually. If I can figure out where the map is. There we go. So yeah, obviously we come here. The way to sort out your team is you talk to this guy and you say, you go for the second option, which is, I want to see my Pokemon. So obviously you got all of his Pokemon here, or all of your Pokemon here, I should say. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Wurmple instead of the Ponyta, if you will. I like to keep all these in order, but the reason why I went for that Ponyta, and I'm going to keep them down here for now, just for sake of argument, but the reason why I went for this one is because they're level 5, whereas these two are level 3 and 4. So obviously I just went for the one that was closest to leveling up, because obviously that's what we're going to do, is afford them or whatever, so, Now, as for Wurmple, we do have to afford them anyway. We do need to get, like, Silcoon and Cascoon and whatnot. I don't know if you can catch Silcoon and Cascoon in this game, but I do know you can catch Beautifly and Dustox. You do need to like catch a bunch of Wurmple, and I do need to train up a bunch of those, so that would be nice, if you will. There is also the point as well of transferring these over to, Pokemon Home as well, so I'm going to make sure to do that as well. So, if anything, And if anything as well, another thing I could do is I can actually, like, save before I, a full Wurmple, and then if that turns out to be the same one as before, then obviously, if it turns out I get two, Silcoons, then I can, not afford with that one and send that somewhere else, if you will. So, that's another Wurmple. Nice. That one was level 2. Which is, obviously probably better to train up, I guess, in this case. But hey, it's fine. It's a bit too late to really go up there, if you will. And, keep swapping them out. I kind of want to focus on these ones for now. So, Oh, dang it. I wasted that Pokeball as well, man. Alright, there's no Eevee here, which is a bit of a shame. Oh, bloody hell, man. My aim is so bad. Oh well. You're really doing quite well for yourself. Here, that's all reward for keeping up with me. Your own crafting kit. Oh, we can actually craft? Oh yeah. Nice. Crafting kit. A kit containing everything you might need to craft for crafting, even when there is no workbench around. However, you can only use the materials you have in your satchel. Yeah, that's fine. I think if you go back to base camp and try and use the workbench there, you can use everything from within your little storage compartment as well. That's really nice. You can select the crafting kit from the key items pocket in your satchel to craft items wherever and whenever you like. However, unlike at the workbench, you'll only be able to use the materials in your satchel, and you won't be able to craft more items than your satchel can hold. Yeah, that makes sense, man. And here's a recipe for potions, too. Oh, yeah. You obtained a recipe for crafting potions. Recipe for crafting potions, okay. With crafting kits, you can craft items anywhere using any materials you have in your satchel. So long as you've got an apricorn and a tumblestone, you can make a Pokeball at any time. And oh hey, my phone is going off because it's telling me about some EV training that I've been doing as of late. Which I'll get on that in a second. You know, I do want to make sure I focus on that, but obviously I want to do kind of wait a little bit, if you will, before I load up. But anyway, you can make Pokeball in time. Or with an orange berry and a medicinal leek, you can make a potion. So do heal your Pokemon. How goes your research? The cover of your Pokédex will tell you if there are tasks you finish and can report. So what does it say now? Tasks with unreported data, 25. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much telling you how much experience, not how much experience, but basically it gives you an idea of how much you may earn or something, I guess. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. But it gives you an idea anyway, I guess. Please report back to Professor Levanton once you've got some research tasks done and gone and done. Alright. Well, that's very nice. So yeah, we basically got free roam then. So, yeah, it's really nice. If you're feeling worn out, have a rest at a tent at one of our base camps. You can also rest there to pass some time. If it's night time and you're scared to go out surfing, the tent is a fine option. Yeah, I think you can actually have time pass as well, which is really nice. So yeah, it's really good for getting stuff done, especially since I think some Pokemon only spawn during certain times of the day as well. So there's that. But it's that's obviously neither here nor there for now. Oh, that's a Rapidash. Okay, let me see if I can catch them this time. Probably not, because we don't have heavy balls or anything. So we kind of have to deal with regular Pokeballs, and we can't weaken them either without losing a lot of members. And obviously, if all of our Pokemon faint, we kind of get sent back as well. So it's kind of a bit. Oh, come on, man. Maybe you just can't catch them there, I don't know. Hopefully you can. Hopefully, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm not going to try too much, because obviously I kind of want to get on with other things in this video and whatnot. And plus I've got to do some EV training in a minute on my other game, so, But yeah, obviously when they turn around, you actually get a boost in catching them. So, oh come on, man. Okay, let's go on, because obviously we're not gonna get anywhere if we keep trying to get them. So yeah. Okay. So another thing, by the way, is that how to zoom in. So we can't really. I mean, I think it's a glitch or something, or like an exploit that can let you leave this island. But right now we kind of can't do that, so we're kind of stuck with this side of things, which is a bit unfortunate. But it is what it is. It's just what we can do for now. So yeah, we kind of have to just. I'm gonna try and unlock what we can of the map and just sort of survey the area, if you will. So, and another thing you can do is you can set a pin, and it'll actually tell you where it is and how far away it is and whatnot. It's really nice. Because it lets you, put stuff down, and it lets you know where to go and whatnot. It's like your own little, pointer, if you will, or whatever, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. Okay, is that a Wurmple? Oh, it's a Breezel, okay. Alright, I guess we're using Rally against both of these, maybe? Or just one? I don't know. Oh, it is! Both Breezels are there. Alright, to be fair, I don't need to catch another Breezel, or at least I shouldn't need to anyway. But I mean, if we do, if we can, I will. Just for the sake of argument, because in this case, it's really nice to be able to just catch more, if you will. Well, let's see how good Gust is against them. Okay, it's about half health. Let's see if we can catch this one. Just for the sake of argument, you know. Yeah. If it does like a little bounce, then I think that means that you definitely catch them. But if it does like a big bounce, there's a chance that you catch them, not a 100% chance, you know. That's a small bounce, so we know we caught them. So there is that as well, and we also got some items from it as well. That's really nice. So, what was the one on our team? Okay, that one's level 4. Okay, nice. So we're not really wasting any experience points on them. That's nice. Oh, I think there's wormpools nearby. Be nice to catch some. Here we go, some wormpools, nice. Means more chance to get Katsukun and whatnot. Oh, it fled. They fled, man. I mean, it's because I was obviously out and about, if you will. Like, I wasn't in the grass. But, you know. Oh, come on, man. I was miles away. Oh, well, this looks like to be a good point for, thingamajig, you know. For getting wormpools, though, to be fair. So this is a good spot. In fact, let's put this down. How do we what do we want to point it with? I guess a Pokeball, because it's good for catching. So yeah, good for some wormpool spawning. Yeah, because obviously we want to get like some. Oh, I should have done that with Eevee yesterday as well. Oh man. Then I want to have to look for them again. What is this music? What is music? This music is creepy as heck. Oh man. Okay, so there's more. Wait, is that shiny? No, it's not. Okay. Yeah, catching a bunch of wormpool is really good for early on because it means you get a bunch of catches and whatnot. Yeah, you get a bunch of catches for thingamajig. You know, for experience points and whatnot. And it also means you get like a bunch of wormpools, a bunch of chances to, get Katsukun and wormpool. So, really nice. No, is that a Bidoof? Yeah, it's a Bidoof. Yeah, I'm not really going to focus on Bidoof too much, to be honest, at this point, because we already have a few anyway, so... But with wormpool, at least there's, like, reasons to catch more, you know? Like, even, like... Well, I don't know, because, I mean, like, we don't know if any of these are going to evolve into Silcoon or Katsukun. You know, we don't know which one is which. I might get really unlucky and I might get like a bunch of Silcoons from it or a bunch of Kazcoons. You know, either or I might get all of the same evolution. You know, I might get really unlucky. It's probably not going to happen, but given it enough time, it's going to happen one day. You know. So, you know, to someone anyway, someone unlucky enough. So, you know, better do what you can, I guess. I guess I could do like a living dex as well for these games, but I don't know. That's not really... Maybe not, I don't know, man. In fact, you know what I could do? I could actually defeat these Pokemon, actually, now I think about it. I don't have anything super effective, but... I mean, it's something, though. Maybe I could get like a McShop or something and just use them. You know, for these early Pokemon. Well, actually, to be fair, that wouldn't really work with Thingamajig, though, to be fair. The Starly, so I guess I need to get someone else. Because I'd be at a disadvantage with them. So I don't know. I have to think about that then. About what kind of Pokemon I want to use for all this training and whatever. Oh, it's a bridge here. Can we cross? Probably not, to be fair. There are many strong Pokemon that make their home on the other side of this bridge. I can't let you pass unless you're a first star recruit, then you'd probably be alright. Alright, fair enough, I guess. Let me just evolve my Pokemon all the way. Gosh, do we even count that as an ASP area? Probably not, to be honest, but I mean, I guess if you really wanted to, you could. Yeah, because that's another thing, is that when it comes to places like, the Pokemon, like the other games, sometimes they'll have like split paths, and you can go either or. And like, if for example, if you want to go one way first or the other way, it would obviously create a difference in your sort of A to P area run compared to someone else. But at the same time, like obviously, like but I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day. I mean, personally, for this run, I'm gonna do the whole area, I think. I mean, technically as well, if you do decide that you want to do the first half of the island first, that's totally fine, but you got to make sure you never cross that river then, for the other side, if you will. Like, you can get the first star rank, and you can even go all the way up to 10 if you wanted to, but you can't ever go up to that, you can't ever cross the bridge, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying in that case. So, Alright, now I'm going to go all the way over here, because like I said, I want to unlock the map, not that. You can only have one of this pin on the field, by the way, unfortunately. So I guess it's fine, because obviously you don't know which way is which, to be fair, or something, I don't know, man. I'm trying to aim, I can't. Alright. Alright, nice. Having another Wurmple. Another Shinx. Alright, what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna stop here for a moment, and I'm gonna sort out that EV training that I'm gonna do, and then I'll be back, and we can have a look at what we've got going on. So yeah, I'll see you in a few moments then. It's just for reference as well, it's 8:18 AM on the 21st of September. Is it 21st? No, the 20th of September, sorry, it's 20th of September 2025. So, and 8:18 AM. Alright, see you in a moment. Alright, here we go. So I've done the EV training. It's now 8:26 AM as I start this on the same day. And I've set my EV training reminder again, so yeah, it's going to be done in for 4 hours. So that's really nice. Alright. Yeah, I might show those Pokemon off at some point as well. The Pokemon I'm EV training at the minute. I've already done 2 of them, but that's because they have Pokerus, which helps speed up the whole process. So yeah, it's really nice. Really good at thing is Pokerus. Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm not catching these just to catch them, if you will. I'm obviously getting experience points for them, but I'm also getting, like... The thing is, as well, in this game, you can actually, like... Oh, gosh, is that an Alpha Luxio? You can actually, like... If you release these Pokemon, you get something of, like, a bonus for releasing them, if you will, in this game. It's really weird. Like, it's good because it's obviously, it gets you stuff for releasing the Pokemon, so it rewards you for catching all these Pokemon, if you will, in a way. I don't know if the items can be gotten by other means, though, that's the thing. I don't know, it's really weird. I'll have to try it out at some point, but, or look it up, research it, if you will, Because because it's like, it's really, you know, it's really nice stuff, if you will, but obviously I want to see if I'm getting, like, if it's worth more releasing it in this game, or if it's worth looking on, you know, doing wonder trades on Pokemon Home, you know, that kind of thing. Okay, so I've been to all these areas, and okay, that's fine. I'll put the thing with here then. Yeah, if you do it like that, if you just you know, if you place it somewhere else, it deletes the previous one. So at least it's that as well. You don't have to worry about deleting the previous one, you know, and finding it wherever. You can just skip that a bit and just jump straight to placing it wherever else. Oh, it's one there. Nice. Alright. Nice. Oh, that's a Pokeball wasted. Alright. Oh yeah, you get differently coloured ones as well. You've got these ones as well. Now, the red one produces the regular Pokeball one, but these grey ones produce, like, these, the, what's it called, the grey versions, if you will. So if we look at that, and I'm gonna favourite it as well. So we get Black Tumblestone, which these create heavy balls, which is really nice. So yeah, that's really good actually, now that we can get these, because it means that we can actually start making heavy balls and maybe have a chance at catching you know, that Alpha Rapidash, maybe. We might need a few extra ones for, like, the better versions, if you will, because there was, like, it's weird, because there's, like, a heavy ball, and then there's, like, a great heavy ball and an ultra heavy ball. It's really weird. But they're not called great heavy ball and ultra heavy ball, you know, like they would be with the regular Pokeball. And even that's kind of weird. It's like, why not call it the regular Pokeball when talking about, or the regular ball, if you will, when, you know, talking about the, you know, this one. Why not call it the regular ball, if you will, and then have Pokeball be like the grand term, if you will, to just refer to all the kinds of Pokeballs you can have, you know. But then these, the ones that these make, they're not called like Great Heavy Ball and Ultra Heavy Ball. It's really weird. I mean, they basically are a Great Heavy Ball and Ultra Heavy Ball, but they're not called that. I can't remember what they're called, but we'll obviously get them when we get to them, if you will. So, actually, we need the crafting recipe for them, yeah, so, yeah, never mind, and I guess we'll need to wait a bit. We need to wait on the crafting recipe for the heavy balls, actually, as well. So, yeah, we kind of can't, you know, get them really right now. We have to rely solely on Pokeballs right now, which is unfortunate, but, you know, at least it's something. It's better than nothing, isn't it, you know? Better to be able to catch something rather than nothing, you know? Right, now there's obviously some Dustoxes here, which we can catch, which is really nice, really convenient, if you will, if we can catch these now. If I can aim, and then just wait for them to turn. Ooh. Okay, nice, hopefully that catches. Nice. Level 19 as well. Oh, nice. Okay, I don't think that one's going to catch, to be honest. Nice, it did. Oh, that's so nice. It's just an XP boost as well. So, obviously, as well, if we look at these Pokemon, now, Wurmple has been saying for a moment, now that they can evolve, Starly now says it as well, so we could evolve them if we wanted to. I'm not going to with Starly quite yet, because I want to make sure that I can't even remember if we caught any last time. I think we did, but I'm not going to risk it, because I don't remember, you know, and I guess if anyone, I could just evolve this one and then transfer the other one up to home, and still get Starly's home dex data, which, bearing in mind, I might have a bunch of them already anyway, like I might have Starly's already, and Staravias or whatever. I don't know, I didn't keep track. I guess I could check on the home app, which I do have the phone available to look at it on, if you will, so I can have a look at it in there, so there is at least that. I could evolve Wurmple and get them trained up, although if they're a Solcoon, well, if they're a Cascoon, then they would evolve into Dustox anyway, so, you know. But obviously, we've got such an XP boost from that, which is really nice. So, you know, obviously, you know, it's really nice to be able to catch on these Pokemon as well. You know, really glad about that. Alright. Oh, Drifloon, we can get them now as well, nice. Yeah, I couldn't even tell which way they were facing, to be honest. Nice. Oh, we are making such nice progress, man. Like, very nice, man. Oh. Oh, great. They've caught me. Okay, never mind. Alright, what style do you have? Alright, check summary. Oh, they have Ghost and Aerial Ace. Okay, let's try them then. See how Starly fares against this Dustox, because we will need to train up this Starly anyway, you know, to get Staraptor. So at least is that. What level are you? Level 20. Oh jeez. Okay. How good is these? Okay, 60 power and 40 power. Okay, Aerial Ace it is then. Oh wow, one shot. Oh, okay, you got a critical hit. Nice. I would have been cool if I could have caught them, but defeating them is fine as well because we already caught one anyway. So it's not like we need to, you know, it's not like we need to catch Thingamajig or anything, or you know, another one if he was. That's fine. Well, what's that? Oh, it's a Wurmple. Okay. Did he see me? They probably did. Okay. So you have to turn them back so I can catch them. Because like I said, I want to catch as many Wurmples as I can. Oh yeah, man. Liminal space but with Pokemon. Oh, that'd be so lovely, wouldn't it? There's a Luxio. I mean, we could battle them, but both Luxio and Rapidash have the advantage over Rowlet. Well, not so much Luxio, but Rapidash certainly does, and I think they're supposed to be really powerful as well. Luxio, at this point, is kind of like average, I think. Wait, did they see me? Oh, okay, I don't think you're even supposed to be able to catch them anyway at this point, because that X above them implies that they are uncatchable. You know, or it means they're uncatchable. Maybe if, like, maybe they turn them back, maybe, but I don't know. Yeah, they're uncatchable, so yeah, we can't catch Luxio or Rapidash at this point without weakening them. And no way am I going to do that, so... yeah, just run. Are they still chasing me? No, they're not. Okay, nice. Alright. Oh, 2 Pokeballs left as well, wow. Oh, it failed? Oh, well, never mind. Alright, let's go back then, let's fly back. Because, yeah, you can just fly back. It's really convenient, you know? Alright, let's sort some stuff then, so... I'd like to move one of each over to the other side, just for the sake of argument. At least these special items, anyway. You know, because like, I want to fill in this as much as I possibly can. You know. Yeah, I don't really use these too often, to be honest. I'll keep the orange berries with me. Well, I'll move one over. But, you know, I don't really use the berries too often, to be honest. Maybe I should. Grit Dust. What's that do? Mysterious dust that can raise the effort level for one of Pokemon's stats. It can be used to raise effort levels only up to 3. To level 3, however. Alright, well I guess I'll use that at some point. I don't really know how to use them just yet, so I'll look up a guide for that. Which, by the way, I got like a Sword and Shield guidebook, and some of the information, I think, when we looked at it, some of the information was wrong in it, like, specifically when it came to breeding, right? So, I don't know, maybe it was like an earlier build for Sword and Shield, I don't know. And then, I tried looking up a guidebook for BDSP and for Lesser Arceus. I can't find anything in English that's available, if you will. I couldn't find anything on eBay, and these two games were released during the time I was in, like, Abuseville still, so it was very tricky for me to find anything anyway. Like, finding the guidebooks, yeah, I'd love to find them, but they were not my first priority. You know, getting out alive was my first priority. So, you know, just so you're aware, that's what was going on, if you will. But I'm really hoping to get a BDSP guidebook, but rather, I'm also hoping to get a Lesser Arceus guidebook, because I feel like that's going to be more important, if you will, to get than a BDSP one. Because BDSP, like I said, for the most part, BDSP is pretty much like Diamond and Pearl, Like, sure, there are some differences, so fair enough, you can't complain about that. Obviously, you gotta think about that, but like obviously at the same time, when it comes to stuff like this, it's like you gotta really think about stuff, Let's see what we can do here. Yeah, you actually go back. We have to go back towards the professor. Yeah, you could actually just go back this way and just report back to the professor. You've got to report to him, though, that's the thing, so, Alright, so what do you have? So, I don't get what they have, like, I want to rest. I could use rest, that's the first option. Because if you want to rest, you can just come to this tent and rest. You can even rest just a little while, which basically heals you. Like, regardless of which one you pick, outside of obviously I'll stay up. If you pick this one, you just won't do anything. It's basically saying, no, I don't want to do it, cancel. But if you pick any of the other options, I think it will heal you all the way, but also take you to that time period. So, if you sleep until morning, it'll take you till morning. If you sleep till evening, it'll take you to evening. If you sleep just a little while, it won't change the time. It'll keep your time of day if you want to the specific time. It is, I think. Which is a bit weird, given that it says a little while, or maybe it's like 10 in-game minutes or whatever, kind of thing. But yeah, it's just weird. But obviously, this guy, I don't get why he says like, oh, I could use a rest first. Like, most people aren't gonna, like, given that we have a healing station right there, it would be more convenient to put the storage system first, if you will, Or you could do some shopping as well. So, like, it would be more convenient to put, to make it be Pokemon, and then buy stuff, and then I could use a heal, And even then, why even make him a healer, in this case, Why not just make him normal, if you will, You know what I mean? Why not make him like that? You know what I'm trying to say. I don't know, man, but you know what I'm trying to say. Now, here we can either buy stuff, which we can buy this kind of stuff if we wanted to. I'm not going to buy anything at the moment, but we could buy this stuff if we wanted to. There's no Primeables in this game, so unfortunately you can't buy 10 of these and get Primeables or whatever. Or you can sell stuff, which I'm not going to do anything right now because I'd rather hold on to this stuff if I really needed it. But, I mean, obviously we're going to get some money anyway. We're going to, starve anyway. We're going to go back. So let's see how we do on our first venture then. Oh, if it isn't the crafting kit. You must have listened carefully to Akari's teachings. Excellent work. This seems a good time to explain to you about survey reports and the rewards they offer. When you submit survey reports, you'll receive money based on the level and number of Pokemon you've caught. You'll receive more money if you've fulfilled certain conditions, such as catching a species for the first time. On that note, let me check the research tasks you've completed thus far. And yeah, that's all the Pokemon that we've caught so far. In fact, I think that Bidoof, Starly and Shinx that are at the beginning, I think those are the very first ones you catch as well, so, because it doesn't, like, register it properly, you don't get, like, a proper survey until this point in the game, so that's why they don't get registered until now, if you will, even though that was technically part of the trial, so it shouldn't be they shouldn't be counted anyway, in that case, but, I don't know, man, at least, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, it doesn't make sense, but it's a benefit to you, if you will, that it doesn't make sense, if you will, you know what I mean, that kind of thing, so, really nice. Alright, what do we get? So, total Pokemon caught, 37. 30 or more Pokemon caught in one report. Achieved. Different Pokemon species caught, 8. Pokemon caught for the first time, 8. Pokemon caught using a backstrike, 14. So yeah, that 14 is how many of those 37 Pokemon we caught using a backstrike, which is basically when the Pokemon is facing away from us. So, you know. Reward for this survey report, 4,956 Pokequid. Nice. So obviously we got 100 beforehand, so yeah, it's really nice. I see. Most illuminating. I'll update our Pokédex with this new data. By carrying out research tasks and submitting survey reports, you'll see the research levels of the Pokemon species you encounter. If you raise a Pokemon entry to level 10, that entry will be considered complete, and you will have unlocked all of the detailed information to be had about that species. As you carry out tasks and complete the Pokédex entries for different species, you'll also gain Pokemon research points. Oh yeah, man, we can get research points, which you can view on the cover of your Pokédex. Once you've earned a certain number of points, you'll be able to move up through the ranks of the Galaxy Expedition team. And yeah, this will basically tell you some Pokemon, it'll tell you some updates, if you will. I don't know why Shinx has a Pokeball next to them. Like, I guess... Why are you level 10? I guess, if anything, I'm not entirely sure, because like, there's like a because like, you can fill all this out, you know, and I think that's when shinies get easier to catch on these Pokemon. If you're not easy to catch, easy to spawn. So, like, if I filled out this entirely for Shinx, then it would count as them being more shinyable, if you will. And now that I look at it like this, like, Starly, obviously we haven't got them on a Pokeball yet. We have them registered in the Dex, but we don't have a Pokeball next to them. So, I guess maybe you could argue that that doesn't count until we had the Pokeball next to them for Starly and Bidoof and Rowlet and whatever. Maybe, if you wanted to. You know? Personally, I'm probably going to say that getting the Pokeball next to them counts as 101%. But catching them outright, like how we have Starly or Bidoof or Rowlet or whatever, just counts as, you know, 100%. So, that's another thing as well. At the top of the screen there, you can see that we've got 15, which I think is Pokemon seen, 9 Pokemon caught, and 3 Pokemon which we've done progress on, which is like Shinx, Wurmple, and Dustox, somehow? Number caught 2. I caught 2, okay, nice. Number caught at night, so therefore, like, I think I mentioned before how, like, evolving a Pokemon, I don't know if I did or not, but if you evolve a Pokemon, it does count as catching them at night, I think, from what I remember. So, the fact that we caught a Dustox at night time means it's good for this. And I think if you evolve a Cascoon at night time, then that counts towards the caught at night time, task for Dustox. So we've also got to defeat Dustoxes as well, which I did do that one, you know, so you do have to battle some of them as well, to be fair, which maybe I'll do that, you know. And then you know, there's other stuff as well, but like obviously, like, this is all the stuff, you know, that we have at the moment. Yeah, it doesn't show us what Pokemon we've seen but not caught, so 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, that's gonna be caught. So surely 15 Pokemon seen, including these 9. So, yeah. Here's our information screen. I don't know how well that's coming out, but I'll say that out anyway. So, species newly registered or updated, 9. So that's obviously, you know, that thing, if you will. Research tasks completed, 46. So that's 730 points. Okay, I don't really know. I don't know the correlation with that, but hey, at least we got something cool. Species with newly completed entries, 3, which is 300 points. That's pretty cool. I guess that's 100 points per, if you will. And then total points earned, 1,030. So yeah, that's obviously just all the other things combined, if you will. That's what total means. Yeah, in case you knew. What else? So no star member, obviously, because we've not got any stars yet. Research points 1030 to next rank 0 points. So I think it wanted 500 points to get to star rank 1, and obviously we've doubled that. So I think we're good. There is also the point, like, I really hope we can find a Lessons Arceus like guidebook then in English, because I would love to be able to read that while playing this, doing this LP. That would be really nice, man. You made good progress on these research tasks, Minky. I do believe you're ready to move on to the ranks, or up the ranks. Let's head back to the village and report the good news to Captain Celine. It's time you earned yourself a star. That's weird, I kind of like jumped from the bloody transition cutscene, I don't know, man. Alright, what's that? Captain Celine, no, you've earned enough points, okay, that's fine. Oh, another task. I know Shinx's ears had odd markings on the insides, but what were they? Okay, this guy, I think he asked to look at Shinx's, specifically a male and female one, but I don't think he outright asked to keep them, so, you know. No use, I can't remember. This will keep me up at night. Hey, aren't you the survey corps? Aren't you with the survey corps? If you catch your things, could you show them to me? I've got to see one with my own eyes. Please, I can't remember for the life of me what those ears look like. It's driving me up the wall. Alright, so obviously I'll show them later, because I don't want to... Because I feel like he doesn't keep them, but at the same time, maybe he does, I don't know. The details and that sort of stuff, so... Yeah, I want to make sure I do it properly, if you will. You're that newcomer who fell from the sky. Oh wow. Wow, that's a bit... Are you heading outside the village? A bit late, I'm just coming back. Of course you are. The Survey Corps must have to get out and about to compile that Pokédex book they're working on, right? Oh, I'd love to have a Pokédex book like the one in this game. That'd be great, man. Oh, man, I should make one maybe. I don't know. Probably not. I don't know. But that would be really nice. Well, on your way, kindly do me a favour. Find out all about Starly. Pokemon certainly are terrifying creatures, but when I see Starly, I feel simply whole. Not that I have the least desire to actually touch one, mind you. Please let me see Starly's entry in the Pokédex the moment you've completed it. I guess that means that we've got to complete everything for Starly, I think. I'm not entirely sure about that one, but I guess so. I mean, was it... was that one we completed? It is not. Okay, never mind. So I don't know if it's like you got to get the Pokeball next to the name, or if you got to like fully complete it. But yeah, I guess we'll wait till we fully complete it. So ordered chronologically, why is Cinder called? Huh? Ordered numerically. Okay. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so, yeah, obviously we've seen Cyndaquil and Totodile then. Oh, not Totodile, Oshawott. So, hang on. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6. Yeah, okay, so yeah, that makes sense then, okay. So... yeah, that means that we've seen 15 Pokemon now. I just wanted to be sure. I know I'm probably being a bit annoying or whatever, but I just wanted to be sure. But yeah, we do have to catch, like, what is it, 8 Eevees in this game? We can't, like, get them on another game, because we need to get 8 Eevees, transfer 1 up to home and back for the home dex entry, and then we need to fund them to all 8 Eeveelutions. Like, jeez, man. Now, before we actually do what I want to do in the plot, or before we go to continue the plot, let me see if there's something else I can do real quick. Because there's like a farm you can do, and I really want to tend to that. I'm going to start focusing on that, if you will. Yeah, this guy, Colsa. It's tough picking berries out in the wild, so I'm hoping we can grow them here. Here in the village fields, you can have crops grown for you in exchange for a fee. Here to grow some crops, are you? No way to tell how the yield will be, but we'll give it all. What kind of harvest are you interested in, even, I should say. So we can do either apricorn harvest or medicinal harvest. or perhaps another time where we just ignore it. I'm going to do an Abercorn one because I want to get some more Abercorns and whatnot. So, let's do that one. 500 Pokequid, so that's not too bad, because remember, I think it's like 100 Pokequid to buy a Pokeball, and I think it costs 40 to buy... Well, I think it costs 100 to buy the Pokeball, or it costs 100 total to buy the materials. Which makes no sense. I feel like it should be 90 to buy the materials, so that you would have to buy it. You have to take the extra step to create it yourself, which obviously, you might just think like, oh, let's just buy the raw materials. And I feel like that's another thing that we could do as a speedrun thing as well, because obviously, you could buy 20 Pokeballs for 2,000 Pokequid, or you could buy that for 1,800 Pokequid. I think it would be if it was 90 Pokequid for the materials. So, that'd be kind of interesting, because it means you're spending more time on making the Pokeballs yourself, or you're buying the Pokeballs outright, but it costs more. So it's kind of a pick your poison kind of thing. I remember seeing before as well, someone suggested someone, I think this was like a while ago, like even before BDSP and whatever, but someone suggested that maybe HMs, maybe they shouldn't be outright required to teach the Pokemon, but what they should be is maybe moves like Cut and Rock Smash should be a case of either you use them to teach your Pokemon, and then you can kind of go through the area faster, if you will, at no cost, no discrepancy, if you will, other than wild Pokemon spawning, or you don't teach them, but you have to take a longer path, if you will, to get to where you want to go to. Which, so then it's a kind of a pick your poison. Do you spend more time on the path, or do you spend a move slot on Cut, kind of thing? And, maybe on occasion they'll have items thrown around in the longer way paths, if you will, but not too often, because, you want the trade-off to be kind of equal for the most part, if you will. And on top of that, what else was there? There was what was it? I think it was speedrun. But I guess as well, obviously HM, specifically Cut and Rock Smash for the most part, and Strength and whatnot, they are typically used as roadblocks to prevent you from going forward, right? They'll put up a cuttable tree for you to, to prevent you from progressing until you've earned the badge. But you could just do it some other way, if you will. You could just come up with something creative, if you will, to say oh, we're blocking the path right now because of this, that and the other. Can't come here yet, and then obviously when you beat the gym, okay, now we're done, if you will, or whatever, or something like that, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. Kind of with that bridge guy, when he wouldn't let you pass until you've got that 1-star ranking, if you will. So, that'd be interesting. So, geez, I go on tangents way too much, man. Because I feel like I've wasted a bit of time talking about that, but sometimes I do want to just focus on the point, if you will. So, and I do have a bit of trouble keeping up with it if I'm playing the game as well, sometimes. So I try and focus on the game when I can, when I'm out and about, if you will, but if it gets a bit overwhelming and it's it's a bit iffy, so, Alright, well, on that note, this is the end of the part. So, what else? I was going to say how I've got an extra pair of Joy-Cons, so I'm really glad about that, because it means that I can just grab an extra pair of Joy-Cons from elsewhere, and I can just then record using these Joy-Cons rather than the odd ones, or waiting for them to charge up or anything. I'm really glad about that. Yeah, I've got 2 pairs of Joy-Cons on the go, if you will, kind of thing, and I can have one being charged up while I use the other one, kind of thing. I really like that as well. So, but yeah, I think that's it. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, I guess another thing as well is that episode 4, or part 4, this part 4 of these 3 Let's Plays, because I keep recording them in sync, if you will, both part 3 and part 4 of both series were the same, if you will, in a way. And what I mean by that is that both part 3 and 4 of Sword and Shield, and part 3 and 4 of Legends Arceus, both of them were split up into 2 portions, if you will, that I'm going to put together for the end product. But part 3 and 4 of BDSP was a single video each time. So, I made 4, 2 and 4 videos, if you will, for each series. Even though there's only 2 parts each, if you will. So, I wonder if that's going to keep on going, or if that's going to be broken soon, Alright, well, like I said on that note, that's the end of the part, so, yeah. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a really minky day.